hear me? Can you hear Patrick?
Can you hear me?
Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully, let's go.
Well, I'm saying good morning, but wherever you're watching from, hello and welcome. This is the 22 Porsche 911 GT3. This one has the PDK dual clutch transmission, not the 6-speed manual, but you can get it with the 6-speed manual. Thank you folks for tuned in live to watch this video and ask your questions about this car. Patrick, as I said, is manning the camera as usual. It's been a little while since we did one of these, so thank you guys for your patience. And I've just been having a lot of videos get put out, and I'm really excited to do another live Q&A, especially with this car. The car is going to be amazing. So we've got a couple questions that were asked on the YouTube community page. I posed this photo and asked this question earlier if you guys wanted to know anything about it. So we've got a couple questions from there, and then on Instagram, if you want to follow me there, it's just @miles_per_hour, just like the channel name, and TikTok, the same thing as well. So what questions do we have? Anything rolling in live?
No, not yet and stuff. So I'll just start with the...
A couple questions.
Okay. From first question from Instagram. What are the running costs? Blaz asked.
So Blaz asked what the running costs are for the GT3, and I think that's a very good question. So there's not a really pure answer to that because it really depends on how you're using the car, how many miles you're putting on it, how long you plan to keep the car, because if you're just keeping it for a couple of years, then the running costs, including the depreciation, are going to be much higher up front than they would be, over time. So I just took like a sampling, what I looked online in the forums from owners. They're saying like, okay, if you're going to keep it for 3 years and you're going to put like 10,000 miles on it every year, and maybe you're going to do like 1 to 2 track days a year, then you can probably expect about $24,000 of costs. Then that's depreciation, that is oil changes, brake pads, tires, all those kind of things bundled into one. So 24 grand every year for 3 years on a car that starts at 163,000 bucks.
Okay, second question.
That was a great question, by the way.
From Michael, is this the Riviera Blue?
Riviera Blue. No, this is the Shark Blue.
Shark Blue.
I love this
It's
color.
a nice color.
It is so cool. I don't know how I feel about the pinstripes.
Yeah,
in the same
yeah.
color.
And on the headlight, I
Also,
saw that.
yeah, this one, you don't like it either? Yeah.
No, I'm not
like
a fan
that.
of
I'm
it.
not about that. Like, look, you already have an incredible like color in the car. Like, you don't need other stuff to flash it up. Like, make that black and make that black, and we're good. And those are options. You don't have to have those. But
Jason asked, what is the mileage of the car?
the mileage on this car right now, I think it's like 2,000 miles.
Okay.
It really doesn't have many miles on it.
Let's see. Another Instagram question. How is the daily liability asked from Swallow?
Livability?
Livability.
Yeah, daily livability is, well, especially with this one, with the seats that it has, is a little tough. So
Oh, yeah.
this one has the optional like full carbon bucket seats. And so they're manually adjusting forward and backward. They power adjust up and down, but they're just like, they're a little tough to get in and out of. If you're just like going to the groceries or you're running into the bank or something, like you are gonna have to like, it's a labor to get in and out of the seats. So like in terms of that daily livability, it's not amazing. Also, with these, because they're fixed buckets, they don't tilt forward. So there's all this storage space back here because there are no rear seats in the GT3. So you can't really get to that. You can slide the seat all the way forward, but this is your only little window to get back there. So really you're using the front trunk, which is pretty big.
So for bigger people and stuff, it's not that. Smaller people.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's more just like this is your only cargo space.
Yeah, that's right.
Getting to the backseat area is not convenient. This is a pretty big front trunk.
No, I fit there actually.
Yeah, like I've sat in there. Like you can fit there.
SmartBot7 asks, what is the price of this GT3?
This one, as tested, is $198,000. They start at $163,000, and you can also get the Touring model, so it loses the rear wing, for like $164,000. So it's a little more expensive. But this one's so expensive because it has the carbon ceramic brakes, which are $10,000. It has this shark blue color that's like $4,000. Has like those accents that I mentioned that we don't like. It has those full carbon bucket seats, and there's like 1 or 2 other little things that bring the price up from that 163 to 198.
Can you guys let us know how's the hearing and stuff? Because I haven't heard anything from you guys saying.
Yeah, is the audio okay?
I want to get feedback.
Yeah.
Let's see, manual versus PDK.
I would choose the manual.
Okay.
Because like this car particularly, it's it's not like the Turbo S where it's like, let's just have the absolute fastest car, because the PDK transmission is going to shift quicker than a manual. But for this car, it's just like, it's all about driver engagement. So though the PDK is like the best automatic you can get in a car, it's a dual clutch system, not a torque converter automatic, and so it's like a little more engaging. It's just not the same as being able to row your own gears, change your own gears. So I would choose the manual, and neither is an upcharge. So you can get the manual or the PDK, same cost.
Audio is good. Upskill Lux asks, which would you prefer as a daily, that GT3 or the Turbo S?
Oh, it's a daily. I mean, the Turbo S is a better daily for sure. It's more comfortable, but I'm gonna say, like, which would I buy? Like, I would go get the GT3, because I would put up, first of all, like, I would still probably get the sport bucket seats. It's pretty cool. I would put up with the like mild inconvenience of getting in and out of it every day, for the fact that this car is just so good to drive. And I will have, of course, a POV drive review, all of the night drive. You're watching the live Q&A right now, so I'll have plenty of videos up on this car. But it's so good to drive. And the Turbo S is also amazing, but it's a little heavier, and it can't quite handle like this one does. This is the first production 911 car, not race car, to have a double wishbone front suspension, and so it's just like the stability, the steering feel, everything is just improved, and so it's an amazing car to drive.
Victor Torres asked, by any chance, do you know the price of the new GT3 RS?
I don't, because they haven't announced it yet.
Oh, sorry guys.
Gave up.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just gets hot. The phone gave up for a second, guys.
Sorry guys. Oh, again.
Again, to just go again. Try to adjust it so there's.
Or actually, why don't we take off the
case?
Yeah, the case.
Okay, let's take
Sorry guys, can you guys give us just a quick...
One sec, we're gonna take off the case, and I think that's gonna be better.
Yeah.
If I could, this is in the case. And clearly, even though it's made of carbon fiber, it's too heavy.
Too heavy. What phones I remember?
Jeez. Note to self. All right, let's see if that works better. Double click the back.
Okay.
Is it better?
All right.
All right, just plug in the audio and should be good to go.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's trying. It's getting hot. All right.
Are we good? Sorry, guys. Yeah, you put a little extra weight on the stabilizer, which we have to use for live videos because it doesn't stabilize live.
Okay. Are we good, guys? Can you guys hear us? All right. Car photographer, what would be your dream spec?
Okay, so this, as it's spec, with the carbon buckets, with the shark blue paint, without those pinstripes on the headlights and wheels, and with the 6-speed manual, perfect spec, right there. Wouldn't change anything else about it.
Let's see. Greetings from Costa Rica.
All right, let's go.
Let's see. Palabras 421. Would you prefer the touring version over the standard?
No. See, that's a good question. I feel like this car, with the wing, it's like wearing your heart on your sleeve, right? You're driving the GT3. You're driving the track-focused car. You gotta have the wing, right? Like, now you don't have to, right? I see people who get the Touring and like they want to be a little more subtle, like this is a bit flashy. But while I am normally not the flashy car person, this is just like embracing what this car is all about. So I say go for the wing. You also, like, it adds downforce as well. So if you're taking it to the track, this is actually functional. You've got 3 different positions that you can adjust it to. So it's adding real downforce. It's not like your Honda Civics that you see on the highways where they just slap on a wing. This thing has been developed for downforce and for aerodynamics. So this, I would absolutely choose this.
Let's see. Let's see.
Should I start it up?
The Larson family asks, what's one thing you would change on this? It's a good question.
About the car in general or about the spec? Because I've already shared what I change about the spec. About the car in general, guys, it's been, the thing is, like, this is going to sound like a cop-out, but it's been refined over so many generations. This body, this engine, it's just like, there's nothing that's like wrong with it. Yeah, the only thing I would change is I'd get the manual. That's it. Like, everything else is incredible. I'm just turning it up.
Okay, go for it. That sounds nuts. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but holy smack. That sounds nice. That is nice. Do you know what's that pink color and something from Porsche?
The pink color?
Yeah, there's a pink, but it's only it's done on the Porsche Carrera GT and stuff. Dude, that's one color I would love to see on 911, dude.
On the 911?
Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like a fuchsia.
Oh.
I'll send you a picture and stuff.
Yes, okay, I know what you're talking about.
But it's like a long time ago. They used to be like just.
I've seen it on I feel like I've seen it on 911.
Man, I love that color, man. Yeah. Let's see, another question from the Larson family. Performance for the money, this or the plaid?
Oh, 100% does.
Yeah.
Sorry, like that's just me though. Like the plaid is like an incredible car. Like it's the G-force and acceleration is amazing. But no, first of all, it weighs twice as much as this. This car weighs 3,000 pounds. The plaid weighs like 6,000 pounds. The braking performance of this is going to like tear your face off with the G-force and deceleration. And this is just going to go around a corner infinitely better, way better steering feel. Yeah, this is more like my sensibilities about what makes a great car. But the Model S Plaid is like, wow, that straight line acceleration is pretty amazing.
21st Steezy asks, what's the horsepower on this?
503.
503. Wow. Yeah.
I'll run upset the neighbors.
Yeah.
503 horsepower, 346 pound-feet of torque. It's up like 7 pound-feet over the last generation 992, but the power rating is the same because they're both still using a 4-liter flat 6-cylinder engine, naturally aspirated.
Axel asks, what car does this remind you of most? Wait, what car does it remind you the most of such of an old 911, or is it completely new?
I mean, the shape, right? Like you go stand and look at the silhouette, so back up and just like look at the profile. And apart from the big wing,
yeah,
the 911 has looked like this forever, right? So like that is just like, that's iconic 911 right there. This one, more pronounced wheel arches, and you know, you got the big wing and you got the scalloping at the rear end, and you've got an extended front clip. So it's different, and it's track focused, but it's still like that classic 911 silhouette. The engine is still behind the rear wheels. You know, like it's all that stuff is still 911.
Another good question. You think the dealer market price is adjustable on this 250 to 300,000 K? Justifiable on the.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Like that's okay. See, I'm not even aware what.
That's
so
crazy,
it really depends
man.
on what the dealer you're working
True.
with or whatever is going to upcharge. So,
wow.
I would say like keep shopping around. You're bound to find one in like Kansas where they've got a GT3 and they're not marking up quite that much. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. I wouldn't say this is a $250,000 car. I'd say like, yeah, if they're charging maybe a 30K markup on it, that's a lot, but it's worth it. Like it's that good of a car.
It snowed this morning in Montana. Porsches hate snow. Would you ever drive yours in snow?
So the reason they hate snow is one, well, especially if they're rear drive like this. But two, if they're on summer tires like this, that's
gonna be slipping. Yeah.
Otherwise, like no car hates snow more than any other car if they're on the right set of tires. Right? If you put winter tires on it, even a rear-wheel drive car is going to be able to handle it. But would I drive it in the snow? The problem that comes with snow is not really the fact that it's water, but the fact that they usually they put salt on roads, and that creates rust problems. So if I was living in somewhere like where they don't salt the roads, yeah, 100% driving in snow. If I was driving in somewhere where they salt the roads, not a chance.
Does it have Apple CarPlay?
It does. Wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto on that 10.9-inch screen in there. Do you want to look more at the interior?
Yeah, let's, because
First,
that's
I
that.
just want to, here, like, let's look at the front end.
Okay.
Quick.
Yep.
I want you guys to tell me if you like the face of this car or not. Because, like, I think that the previous, the 99 1.2 GT3 looked a little better. Now, the reason is because they changed the lower fascia, and then they also added these ducts, which are, everything's functional, right? So these have a purpose. But I found that the front end of the previous generation was better looking. I'm curious what you guys think. Do you like this more aggressive, more like track-focused, functional design, or do you like the aesthetics, the styling of the predecessor? Just let me know in the comments. You don't have to do it right now, but just something to think about. How we go.
Me personally and stuff. Do you remember that chalk color and stuff that we saw at?
Yes.
I like it better on that color instead of this.
Really? You
Yeah.
like the chalk?
Yes.
The chalk color I love.
Just
Yeah.
I don't know. It goes well. I think maybe.
This
I mean,
the black
I
stands out too
yeah,
much.
yeah. I love the color. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but I think that chalk color and stuff. The first one we saw was really beautiful.
Yeah.
It's rear-wheel drive, right?
Yeah, rear-wheel drive. See, I would put up with that. Like, so I don't love the styling of the front end of this new one, but I would put up with this for the way this new one drives.
Yeah. No, well, I haven't tested out yet, but let's see. No, this I don't think this camera has 360. What price for the new
No, it doesn't
one?
have a 360 camera. So guys, do not spam the chat. All right. So I am going to probably put you on timeout if you keep doing that. The price of the new one, this one starts at $163,000. The as tested price is $198,000.
Oh man, that's a good question. Would you
This or
rather this?
Huracan?
Oh man,
This or her?
Miles, that's like
That's a good question.
that's a good question.
The STO. Wow. Yeah, I mean the STO is definitely a more expensive car, but both are going to be so good on track. Now, okay, so this you can get with a manual. STO you can't get with a manual. Both are rear-wheel drive. Both have rear-wheel steering. The aerodynamics on the STO are way more in your face. This one a little more subdued, apart from the big weight. I think the STO looks, well, it's going to catch your eye a bit more, right? But I think that the classic 911 styling is pretty good here. Oh, soundtrack. Both soundtracks are really good. You'll hear it. We'll take this for a little drive. You'll hear the flat sticks at full song. It's amazing. Gosh, I don't know, guys. I'd probably go with this. Like, you? All right,
STO.
STO?
Yeah, dude, that was like well, the color, I mean, the color, that's the only thing I didn't like, the color, you know. It didn't do it justice and stuff, but man, that was just like unbelievable, man. I thought like oh, hey Porsche, how you doing, man? I haven't seen. He said he bought a new Jeep Cherokee.
Oh, nice.
Nice, man. Congrats, dude.
That's cool, because he was all about the Range Rovers for a while. He had the Land Rover Range Rover Velar, I think. He got the Jeep Wrangler.
This is PDK, right?
This is PDK.
Yeah.
You want to look at the interior?
Yeah. Yeah, that STO, man. That was
The
just.
STO was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was not an amazing car. This is more just like, this I get a little more from, for example, the steering and the suspension. The brakes in both cars are just insane.
Is it a good daily car since you've had a couple of days, right?
Yeah, so I mean, like, if you're willing to put up, for example, these seats are not standard. You can get the standard seats and they're a little more compliant. These just hold you in place really, really well, and they have better adjustability to them. But if you went with the standard seats, it's a really good daily driver. The
Nice.
suspension is not firm. I mean, it's firm, but it's not rough. And all the technology is good. You got these gauge clusters that you can reconfigure. You got your 10.9-inch touchscreen infotainment that's normally responsive. That was pretty slow, but it's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, both wireless. The sound system in here is just fine, but I'm not a massive audiophile, so it doesn't bother me. The PDK specifically is easier to daily drive, but the manual is also not like tough to drive. It's just a little more effort having to engage and disengage the clutch all the time. Yeah, it makes it for a great daily driver, and you got plenty of headroom. Here I'm at 6 feet tall. I got plenty of headroom. legroom is not an issue at all. Like I can go back even further.
I like that. I like that they're
The manual
yeah.
adjustment. Yeah, like here's the thing, like for a track focused car, you want as quick adjustment as possible. So having a manually adjusted rack
cool.
is so nice, and then having manual adjusting seats is really nice just for the quick adjustment. And then if you need more height, it's a power lift.
Nice.
Power lift.
You know we haven't done and stuff, the creak noise and stuff.
Oh,
we should do
creak
that.
Test. We should do a creak test here. That's just the glove box, I expect that. What was that, creak? Oh, little creak here on the gloss black, but yeah, little creaks here on the gloss black. But the other panels,
Solid.
really solid. Yeah, that passes the creak test for me. Just you're not really supposed to like touch this gloss black anyway, because look at all this, it just smudges so bad. But otherwise,
Z Gaines asks, is this blue better than the Lexus blue?
oh yeah, from the IS, the Grecian water. Why do I remember the name of that blue? Grecian water blue. That was a good blue. This is better.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is better.
I do like it. I do like it. It's not.
more of a pastel
Yeah.
color.
Yeah. Let's see. Congrats, Spar. She has now the Jeep Grand Cherokee and the Velar SVR. Nice,
Both
man.
of them.
Nice.
Yeah, so you kept the Velar. I knew you had
Nice,
the Velar.
dude.
You kept them. Awesome. Congrats, dude.
All right. Well, any more questions, guys? Like we're gonna go for a drive,
Yeah,
right?
if not, we'll go for a quick drive.
Okay. Give me a second, guys.
Yeah, it's not really easy to get in.
Oh, I'm sorry. Someone asked, when you have you taken a cross-country road trip in a Porsche?
I've not done that in a Porsche, though. If I was going to take a cross-country trip in a Porsche, I would probably take the Cayenne.
Cayenne.
Yeah, most space, most comfort. Yeah, that'd be my move.
Did you see the GTS one, the coupe one? You did, right? Or the Cayenne?
The Cayenne Turbo GT.
Yeah, didn't you go see that or no?
I haven't seen it yet, but
Okay.
I should be getting a loan. They said they're like, oh, we'll get you a loan of one, so I should have that this summer sometime.
What's the mileage on it? Or
Fuel economy?
yeah.
Fuel economy is 15 combined, right? So it's like not amazing, but again, it's naturally aspirated.
The seats are not that bad.
Right? Like
Yeah,
when you're
yeah.
in them, they're comfy.
I was just about to ask that right now. Ask your question right now. Seats are pretty comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah, they're plenty of room. Yeah, because they hug you really well.
Yeah, they do. And
Well, this is
like,
the type of
if
car
you're
that you need that.
If you're really wide, maybe they could be a problem, but everyone else, like, yeah, getting in is the more like challenge. But when you're in the seats, they're good.
0 to 60.
2.9 seconds.
That's crazy.
Got like independent tests have seen 2.9 seconds, but Porsche quotes I think 3.1, and I think I got 3.1 as well. You'll see it in my drive review.
Is the suspension too stiff?
No, like I feel like you kind of want and expect a car like this to be a little stiff, right? Like it's got to have that sports car DNA, and it needs to feel like it's taut, but this isn't too rough. Like this is totally bearable. Like we just went over some bumps, and it's like, yeah, you feel them, but it's not awful.
Do you think the Huracan gets more attention on the street or this?
This in this color has gotten a lot
Yeah.
of attention, but and it's hard because right, like we're comparing the Huracan that we just had, or that we had was in black, and it sort of like
Blended in,
a
yeah.
little bit, whereas this one's in blue. But I would say in general, a Huracan in a bright color is going to get more attention than a 911 in a bright color. But yeah.
Does it have heated and ventilated seats? No.
No heated and ventilated seats. Standard heated seats with the regular seats, but these are the competition bucket seats. So they're trying to be lightweight, and so adding heating or ventilation components adds weight.
Let's see. Oh, what kind of suspension does it have?
It has an adaptive suspension. As I said, this is the first production 911 with a double wishbone front suspension. You still have the 5-link rear end, but they added like new ball joints in the lower control arms, and they added like these helper springs, so it keeps the rear wheels in contact with the ground over like crests and undulations. Gives you more grip, and so you can just keep staying on the power for longer. It's pretty sophisticated suspension for sure.
What do you think about the new M4 CLS?
Oh, I think it's incredible. I really want to drive that car. I just posted about it on,
you
on
did.
the YouTube community page and on my Instagram. But I think it's an incredible car.
Oh, that sounds.
Yeah, right around 4,000 or 5,000 RPM. It starts sounding really good. Listen to that right behind your head.
That's crazy.
You got the flat 6 engine. When it's, I mean, like, I don't know how much longer the GT3 is going to be naturally aspirated. This might be the last generation of naturally aspirated GT3s, and it sounds insane, guys. It really does.
The Larson family asks, what drive mode do you prefer?
Probably for this car, I would keep it in sport, because sport will turn off things like the start-stop system, which a car like this, who cares about the extra fuel that you might be saving. If it was your daily driver, you might end up in normal because the comfortable suspension and all that stuff. But yeah, I would keep it in sport. You got a little better throttle response, and it also opens up it's an active sports exhaust system, so it opens up the baffles of the exhaust in sport.
Would you spec the carbon ceramics?
Yes,
Yeah.
I would, because with a car like this, right? Someone asked the question on the YouTube community page, and I didn't put it here exactly as they phrased it, but you know, it's not just like, can you afford to buy the car? It's, can you afford to run the car? And I think that you should probably budget in for a car like this. Budget in some track days.
Yeah, you have to. I think.
You have to, because like with a car like this, it just comes alive on a racetrack. And so in that environment, the carbon ceramics will absolutely make a difference. It's just that consistent stopping power, because they don't have that heat buildup.
Let's see. If you were to spec this car, what color would you go for, the normal palette or the PTS ones?
So yeah, the Shark I think is on the Porsche like special color palette. On the normal color palette, I like the GTS in white.
I was there about to say that white.
I really like this car. So my uncle had a GT3. I said GTS, GT3. My uncle like loved 911s. Loved 911s. He passed away a couple of years ago, but he had a GT3 in white, and he got like the first one of whatever model he got. Like he had a 991.2. He got the 2018 and or 2019, and he like got his in white. And I loved how that car looked. It looked perfect to me. So I think in white would be pretty solid.
Let's see.
There's an AMG GT63 car that's not being produced for the 22 model year because they put a pause on the V8 engine.
Sucks, man. I've driven that car actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
wild.
Yeah. Turning radius and visibility.
Turning radius is incredible because you got that rear wheel steering system. So it's already not a super long wheelbase car, but then you added the rear wheel steering system, and it makes it a super tight turning radius.
Let's see.
I want to hear a little more of that flat 6 engine.
That sounds nuts, man.
It's so good. The soundtrack is just unbelievable.
Let's see. Noah asks, does it have a Sport Plus or race mode or something like that? And what would you do to adjust the car?
So the car only has 3 drive modes. It has normal, sport, and track. Sport would be like, as I said, the mode I would choose, just a bit better throttle response, a little more noise from the exhaust system. But track mode, gives it the dampers, their adaptive dampers. They make them as firm as possible, so you don't really want to use that on the street. And then it locks out. I don't even know if it might lock out the 7th gear because it's just wanting to use as much power available to the car. And so by running out, peak power doesn't come in until 8,400 RPM. So by running out the first 6 gears, you're getting more of that power available to you. There are a few other changes that come with track, but there's also, like, on this gauge cluster, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but you can go into a track display mode, which shuts out all of your information except the stuff you really care about at the track. So you got your tire pressure, you have your oil temp and oil pressure, and that's it. That's all you see on the display. Okay, right, you can see your fuel, you can see your oil temperature, but yeah, that's all that matters.
A question from Dubai. These are just like, it's a weird question, but how do you think how is the AC cooling?
Let's see, let's crank it. I haven't cranked the AC yet. It's not that powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is max AC. It's not crazy powerful. So if you think you're like, okay,
that's max?
This is maxed out. This is all the way up. So you take the car to a track on a hot day, and
oh yeah, you need that.
Yeah, you're gonna need the AC. Obviously, you got to balance that with, like, AC is robbing power from the engine a little bit, so you wouldn't want to be cranking the AC like this. But yeah, full force AC in the car is not impressive.
What makes this car so special?
One, this sound. Whichever gearbox you choose, whether you choose the PDK or the 6-speed manual, both just have this incredible crispness to them. There's just this, like, so satisfying to engage each gear, because there's that feedback, that response with each gear change, and it's just so snappy. So whichever gearbox you choose, it's just incredible. The balance inherent to the 911 GT3 is sensational. I mean, just the way it composes itself around a corner. It doesn't have this slop to it. The turn in is ultra sharp. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's all the driver sensitivities are just immaculate in the GT3.
What was the last Porsche we did? The
Turbo S.
That was nice.
Yeah, the Turbo S was really nice. Yeah. Turbo S also had the carbon buckets, right? No, did we do the GTS? No, we did the...
Those were more comfortable,
yes,
remember?
We did the GTS. We did the GTS, and those were comfortable. We did the Targa, right?
Yeah.
Targa GTS.
Oh, that's right. It was the Targa.
Targa GTS, and yeah, that, I mean, that was really comfortable. And it just has the inherent 911 refinements to it, so it's a very well-engineered car. It doesn't have the mechanical grip that the GT3 has.
Do you think the bucket seats offer the same comfortable driving position for a long time as as compared to the adapted seats?
I think that what would probably be an issue over time is that the fact that these seats push your shoulder blades forward.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So you lose out on the comfort of having your back fully, like, straightened, and also you lose out on the lumbar. So lumbar down low, because it's a fixed position, you don't have lumbar control. It might over time become sort of an issue. Otherwise, like, I mean, for all the ways you would use it around town, these are perfectly fine. Like, they have enough padding. It's not like I'm sitting on a rock. Like, they're well padded. They're comfortable. It's just, it's over time. Those two things, being having your shoulder blades pushed forward and not having the lumbar, would be an issue.
Chris, it does have rear steering, right?
Yes, rear wheel steering it does. 2 degrees.
Let's see. Someone said, I think most peeps watching this right now would gladly trade jobs with you. I would. All the power to you. Awesome ride.
Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, it's my 100% dream job, and if I ever make it seem like it's not my dream job, then I'm not doing my job correctly. Because
well, even your name, I mean, it's just, you know, I love that. As I told you.
I was destined
yeah,
to do this,
it was, dude. It was.
No, this is absolutely my dream job, and I'm just so fortunate to be able to do it.
Caught me off guard. There's your launch mode, guys.
That was launch control, and it automatically shifts for you. And so the fact that it was hitting the rev limiter would just meant that it was like trying to find traction at that moment.
That's nuts.
But yeah, that's why I love my job. No, not really, but it's like one of the reasons why I'm so fortunate to have access to cars I could never in a million years afford. But just to be able to do this as an automotive enthusiast, I would gladly be eating scraps for dinner to be able to drive these cars.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But thank you for the support, guys.
Let's see. Chris213 said, would you be reviewing the Turbo S lightweight package?
I did. I reviewed the Turbo S lightweight package.
Oh, did you? Oh.
Yeah. So guys, go watch that video. I did the POV drive review, and I did a night drive, and I didn't do a live Q&A, but I did do those 2 videos.
I think the only thing missing is a brake check.
Brake check. Yeah. Well, there's not a really good spot around here to do a brake check.
Oh, I'm surprised no one asked for the horn.
Yeah. Well, I do a good braking demonstration in the drive, and I also honk the horn in the driver. So if you guys want to see either of those things, watch my drive review. And
it's pretty planted, honestly. I think someone asked that.
Super stable in a corner.
Super stable.
It doesn't have this like unpredictable slop. So the weight transfer from side to side is so like it's telegraphed. Like you can feel the weight being moved from side to side, and so it gives you this like you have this balance with the steering wheel. You know exactly what inputs to give the car based on all the communication that's coming out of the chassis. That's just how I describe it. It's just like it's like gives you these warning signals like, okay, braking is going to be like this is the limit of our braking here, and this is the limit of the corner and grip here, and like all these things it's telling you through your inputs, through the steering, through the transmission, through the chassis, through the seat. Honestly, what you're feeling through the seat in your back, you're like, okay, I feel like it's getting loose here, so I'm going to stop. You know, yeah, there's so much communication to the 911 GT3. That's why I love it so much.
The Larson family asked, would you consider this a chick magnet? I don't think so. I think it's for guys.
Yeah, this is a dude magnet.
Yeah.
That's funny, Pedro. Yeah, and this is a dude magnet 100%.
Yeah.
Because a chick is going to be more attracted to the Huracan.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're going to see supercar and be like, oh, money and flash and style and all this stuff. Like a dude is going to be like, I know what that car can do on the track.
Yeah.
Or like, I know how good that car sounds at 8,000 RPM, 9,000 RPM. So that's what a dude's going to be attracted to. Not to profile there, right? Like there are definitely chicks out there who appreciate those things, but I think in the non-enthusiast gals out there, they're going to be like, I want the Huracan dude. I don't want the 911 dude.
Recon asks, thoughts on the new GT3 Touring? I feel like that would be a dream daily drive for most people.
Yeah, so I mean, my thing with the Touring is just like there's nothing wrong with the car itself, like as a proposition, right? You're getting a GT3, but you're getting a little more livable. It's the start-stop system, a little more livable version of it. My issue with it is the GT3. There's a lot that make this car so good on track, including the rear wing. So you get rid of the rear wing, and it's like, okay, now I'm kind of like handicapping myself in how the car can perform because that rear wing is gone, and so I don't have the downforce that comes inherently to that. And also, I just love the fact that you're like driving car around, you're like, this is what the car can do. Like it's very obvious what the car can do. The Touring is like, you're kind of hiding it, and I understand the concept of a sleeper, but this is not the car I think to have a sleeper. So I appreciate the Touring. I know there's some people who like swear by the car, like it's amazing, but I would get the regular wing, and I would get the 6-speed manual.
Sparsh asks, do you like the new Range Rover Sport?
I do. I'm gonna hold my judgment for seeing it in person because I think that a lot of these new Land Rover products look a little just too uniform, right? There's not much about the panels and stuff that distinguishes certain angles. It just looks like, oh, that looks like the same angle the whole way around the car. But I'm gonna wait until I see it in person, and I'm gonna wait until I review the full-size Range Rover to see that in person too.
Have you done a review on the Royce Wraith, and do you like it?
I did a test drive, so I didn't do a drive review, but I did a no-talking test drive on the Wraith, and I don't like it.
Wow.
It's not a bad car, but I'm like, if the styling of it is very wow. That's like, you take the Rolls-Royce like pomp and then you kind of make it like a fastback like sportiness, but there's nothing about the driving experience that's very like sporty, right? So I would rather just go like full on Rolls-Royce comfort and luxury with that car. But the Wraith is trying to style it up. I would get the Dawn, which they no longer make, alongside the Wraith. They're done with the Wraith, they're done with the Dawn. But between those two, I'd go with the Dawn, just go for comfort and convertible and sun in my face.
The Larson family asks, can you control the exhaust flaps?
Yes, you can. So there's you can probably hear the difference, but this is normal and sport. And if you go back to normal, it'll turn itself off as well. So you take your foot off the brake. But yeah, the normal and sport have a difference in the active exhaust system.
Any more questions, guys? Just a personal question. What car do you own?
Car do I own? I own a 94 Toyota Land Cruiser.
I like it. I seen it. I like it.
Yeah, I love the Land Cruiser. I don't get to drive it nearly enough. I did make a video on. I took it out camping, so that will be coming up on the channel.
Oh, nice.
In just a couple weeks.
Cool.
But yeah, considering other cars right now, but there will be some news about that during my 30,000 subscribers.
Nice, dude.
Right,
I think I know what car it is, or is that the car we've been talking about?
I don't think you're gonna know.
No? Oh,
It's gonna be
snaps.
surprising
Oh,
to you.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh no, do launch control. Some cars feels like you're going slower than you actually are. Is this the case in this car?
I think no, because what comes with speed in this car is a lot of that flat six soundtrack. So you like that envelops you in it. I think EVs, a lot of that comes with it. Like, you're just going so much faster than you actually think you are, because you don't have the other noises that typically accompany that. So you're doing 90 and you're like, what? It feels like I'm doing 45, because all you have is the visual, like the road's going by faster than it was before. Where in this car, there's just so much more theater that comes with the speed. So it's not one of those, I'm going fast and I think I'd be like, no, I'm going this fast.
Of all the cars reviews, which one's your favorite? Dang.
All the cars I've reviewed?
No.
I mean, the best car I've driven so far, this is up there. This is very much up there. It's like a 1-2 of this and the McLaren 765 LT.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, so the 765 LT, like the limits of that car are higher just because it has another 265 horsepower more than this. But both of these cars, but this and the McLaren, they both just have this like this way of being tied into driving DNA, all the things that a driver would care about, all the inputs that matter to them. That's so apparent in both that car and this car. So those two are my absolute favorites that I've driven.
That grip, the grip on the McLaren, man, I still remember, like, wow.
It's wild.
It was super wild, man. Super wild.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you prefer the Michelin over the Dunlop tires on the GT3?
So this one actually has Pirelli P0 Corsas. So I know you can get the Dunlops, you can get the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2s. You can even get the Sport Cup 2 Rs if you want. I prefer the Sport Cups 2s versus the P0 Corsas. Not that the Cup 2s actually have more grip, they're about the same, but the Cup 2s, the way that when the peak grip fails in the car, when it starts to taper, the Cup 2s, it's way more natural in the way that it progresses downwards. In the Corsas, it's like it comes off. It's like, that's the end of your grip. So I would say like the Cup 2s, therefore, can be used for longer. Yeah, you're not getting the same peak grip that you were when they were new tires, but they're still like incredible. Versus these, like they're kind of shot. So yeah. All right, guys, I think we're going to probably wrap it up there. But thank you so much for joining. And again, be sure to look out for the GT3 drive review and the night drive that will be coming up in the next week or so. And thank you, Patrick, again for filming.
Of course, man.
All right, guys, we will see you next time. Thanks so much for tuning in and have a great weekend.